Hi everyone. Today we're going to be doing a training to teach you how to log into Inclusion System, how to view your schedule from our website, as well as being able to enter your time electronically through what we call time entry. So the first thing you're going to do is go to our website, which is www.inclusionsystem.ca. There's going to be a link for logging in, and then you'll be brought to this login screen. You'll be supplied with a username and password. So you'll enter your username and your password on this screen, and then you'll simply click login to enter the website. So today I'm actually I'm posing as an employee called Jane Laval, and this is in our demo organization. So the first thing you'll see when you log into our website is you'll be brought to our home screen. At the top, you'll always see our information for the includables. So if you ever need to contact us, our phone number and email are supplied to you right there. You can also find our help website by looking at the top right-hand side of the screen. And this is useful. If you click on it, you'll be able to view different articles for the different areas of our website. You'll also be able to type in searches for anything that you're looking for. So if I were to type in time entry and click search, I'll be brought to a bunch of articles that we've written to help guide you through how to use that. Okay. We will from time to time post other notices on this home page here. So you are also kept up to date about any system maintenance that we have going on or any information that's important for payroll purposes. You'll notice you have a couple tabs in the top left-hand side of the screen. There's My Schedule and Time Entry. We're going to first go into My Schedule. So we're going to click on that tab, and we'll be brought into an area where you can see your schedule for departments that you are scheduled in. Your manager is going to be working on setting up schedules and posting them in the system. And once they are posted, that is what actually makes this schedule visible to you in My Schedule. So right now I'm viewing a pay period amount of hours. So I'm actually viewing the 25th of October to the 7th of November. I can also choose to view this just by week or by month. If I choose to view by week, I can scroll ahead into the following weeks. So now it's displaying 2nd of November to the 8th of November. And I can keep scrolling ahead. Now you may come to a view like this, where it's saying no shifts scheduled for this time period. This may or may not be true for you. It may also be that your manager has not yet posted the schedule for this time frame. So not to worry, you may just need to wait until they post that and make that schedule public so that you'd be able to see your shifts. So I'm going to just click on the Today button. It's going to take me back to today's date. I'm actually recording this training on October 30th, so I have a highlighted box around October 30th on my schedule. When I'm viewing this week worth of hours, I can see that my total hours in the week is 40. And if I hover over any of these shift tiles, I'll be able to see a little bit more information for those shifts. So it'll say the department that I'm working in, my position, and the start and end time of that shift. I'll also have a little tally at the end of the week telling me how many total weekly hours I've been scheduled for. The other thing to note is when you do hover over shifts, or your shifts may appear larger, there is a possibility of your manager leaving a shift description note for you. So that would be a note that they would attach to this shift, and maybe indicate any supplies you might need to bring to work that day, or any appointments or anything that you might need to be made aware of for that shift. So take a look for that. There's also an option that some employees will have available to them, where this little checkbox will show up and it will say show other employees. So if I click on this, I now can see the other shifts for other employees that work in that same department as me. So I've got my shifts above here. I can see some vacant shifts that are available at the day program right now, as well as my coworkers. So this can be useful if, you know, I need to communicate with any of the employees I'm working with. I can see who's working that day. I also know who's off, so I would not contact necessarily Phoebe or Ross here because they're not working on this shift today. So you may have that option available to you. Depending on how many departments you are scheduled in, you will be able to also view the shift information for those departments. So if I was scheduled at more than one department, I'd be able to see the other shift information for that department as well. So this view would get a lot larger. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that off to come back. One more thing just to point out here is we do have an option that you can print the schedule once you've viewed it. Now this will give you a printout of your current view of the schedule. Your managers can update shift information in the system live. So let's say, for example, I've printed out a pay period schedule. If my manager went in today and updated some shift information on Monday, I would be able to see that information right away when I enter into my schedule. So we do recommend that you check my schedule often, just in case any information is left for you there, or there's any change to your shifts or anything like that. Okay, so that's my schedule. Fairly straightforward, but great for you to be able to check through our website. So you can log in through your computer, or you can also access this through your phone. And simply, you would just use the website on your phone. Just log in as I've shown you here, and you'd be able to see a similar version from your phone. So now we're going to move on to time entry, and this is where you're going to actually confirm the shifts that you have worked. Okay, so to get in there, you would go to time entry at the top of your screen. I'm just going to scroll ahead a little bit to give you some fresh information here. So this is time entry, and it acts as sort of an electronic time card rather than filling your time in on a sheet of paper. You can see the date range that I'm in right now. So right now I'm looking at the pay period for October 11th to October 24th. I can see that I've been scheduled for 70 hours. I've already done some work in previous weeks. So I've indicated here that I did not work 16 of those hours. I indicated that I did work 16 and a half of those hours. And there's 46 hours yet to be confirmed. So these colors actually relate to the colors of the tiles that you see in front of you. The yellow shifts, 46 hours waiting to be confirmed, indicate that you have some shifts that are currently yellow that need to be confirmed. You'll have the shift dates over top, and then your shifts that you've been scheduled for appear as tiles underneath. Okay, so Monday, October 19th, I was scheduled from 8 to 4 at the day program. If that is true and I did work it and nothing spectacular happened that day, nothing that I needed to change, I would simply just click on the check mark here, which means, yes, I worked this shift. And now the tile turns blue, indicating that I've confirmed those hours. You'll notice at the top, the yellow highlighting has changed and reduced in hours. and the blue has increased as I approve and confirm these hours. I'll have the option of leaving a note for my manager here. So I may want to leave a note to let them know what happened on that shift, or I can just leave it as such. Now, some of your organizations may have the mileage and expenses part of our system enabled. If you do, we'll do a training for that in a separate screen. We're just going to talk about confirming that you've worked shifts and making changes to shifts you've been scheduled to. So if we move ahead to Tuesday, let's say, for example, I had to call in sick on Tuesday, and I want to let my manager know that I didn't end up working this shift. I would simply click on the X. If you hover over it, it'll say, no, I didn't work this shift. So I'm just going to click on the X. Now that turns the tile gray, and this relates to the hours highlighted in gray above. So you can see that these hours have increased because I've marked this shift as not worked. Now I can also leave a note for my manager. So if I click on the little pencil here, I have an opportunity to write a note and let my manager know that I had to call in sick. So maybe I'll say called sick to on-call. When I add my note, there's a little save button here that shows up as a floppy disk. And I would just save that so that my manager knows, you know, why I didn't work it and who I informed. Okay. You may also see an example like this where you will be scheduled in 2 different locations on one day. So this is how that will show up in time entry. They will show up as different shifts that need to be confirmed, and you'll have the different departments listed for where those shifts occurred. Okay, so we can say, yes, I worked at the day program this day. And let's say we also worked at Forest Terrace from 4 to 7. So we're going to confirm that. Now there's a little, what we call a pay code indicator here on this shift. So this shift is showing me that this is approved overtime. So this is probably something that I picked up to help out at another home, and the manager approved overtime for me. Now you will have the option to edit shifts. So once you've confirmed it or you've denied working the shift, you can open up the little pencil again to edit the start and end time of shifts as well. So let's say, for example, I ended up staying later on this day. So instead of 7 o'clock, I actually stayed until 7:30. I can change the end time. And again, I can leave a note, and probably should leave a note to let my manager know why that happened. So I've just put a note that I had to stay late because the evening shift was late to relieve me from my shift. So that is great information to leave for your manager, because when they go to look at your time cards, they'll be able to see why you've changed your shift from the original scheduled shift. Okay. One more thing that you should know about is that you can add shifts to your time card that may have not been scheduled beforehand. So all of these shifts that are appearing here are shifts that have been scheduled and posted in other departments prior to me coming in here. Let's say, for example, you know, you have been called into a shift on Saturday and you picked up some extra hours. You'll be able to add that shift manually yourself to Saturday by clicking on this little crosshair addition. So you can put in the start and end time. Let's say I came in at noon and worked until 4. And I worked at the Forest Terrace home. You can choose the department from this drop down. Okay. And then you can also, again, leave a note to say called in by on-call. And then you can confirm your shift. Now, once you've added it, you can see that you have the option to click on this little trash bin. So this is in case you add a shift to the wrong date and you want to actually remove it from the system. You can just click on the trash bin to delete that manual entry and it will disappear. Now note, you will not be able to remove any shifts that have already been pre-scheduled by your managers. You'll only be able to confirm that you did work them or let them know that you didn't work it and the reason for that. So your goal overall is to ensure that each yellow tile is changed to either blue or gray. So you've either confirmed or denied that you've worked the shifts. So your managers are going to want you to do that in a pretty regular fashion. You may need to come in the next day to confirm your time, or they'll give you an indication of their expectations for that. Again, if I scroll ahead, just to let you know, there will be the same behavior in time entry as in my schedule. So if I were to move ahead and try to view my shifts, I can see shifts scheduled till the end of November, or sorry, November 7th. And I don't see any shifts for this time frame. And again, that's because my manager hasn't yet posted the schedule for that time frame. I do want to make note of one more thing. When I'm in the time frame of November 2nd to November 6th, you can see that these shifts don't have any buttons available to me. I can't confirm them and I can't make any changes to these shifts. The reason for that is today is October 30th, and these shifts will not become available to make edits to until the day has actually come. So I would be able to come in here on November 2nd and make changes to this shift as of November 2nd, but I would not be able to work ahead to confirm shifts in the future. They haven't happened yet, so we don't know what's to come. Okay, so that's time entry. I think you'll find it's pretty straightforward once you start using it. If you do have any questions or concerns, you can contact us at the Includables phone number or the Includables email. And thank you so much for watching today. Take care. Bye.